a chat and join me today. Out in my workshop, I'm tinkering away. Wand above staring down on me. Wonder what my next project will be. Working on my Johnson, my Mercury Mark 10. Firing up my StarCraft to fish again. Grab your friends and your dog is too, to watch Tim's Workshop on my YouTube.
Hey, welcome to Tim's Workshop. Out here in the mini shed, getting ready to continue on with the Evinrude 1965 3 horsepower outboard motor. Here we go. Petcock down there where it belongs. Fuel hose. Yeah, so the long one goes in the front, which is right here. Okay, and the short one goes in the back. There we go. The lower cowling, I'm not going to put it on until after I run it in the barrel, make sure it runs good. But we're really close to putting this in the barrel. Okay, here we go. Got the vent open. Got it this over into what I think is a start position. It's in the middle. Pull the choke open. See, I think I got this open one churn, half. There's a full churn open. Okay. Open the fuel. Okay. Here we go. Let's give it a try. That's starting. Put the choke back in. See if I get the spark. Spark. well, we're back in here. I got the motor back in the hole. As you saw in the video out there, we got it running with the, I used the drill motor. One thing I noticed about the motor, it wouldn't start, is it was tilting too far forward. It needed to be leveled out in the barrel, right? The barrel doesn't have the pitch of the transom of a boat, which makes the motor more level when it's put on the transom. Okay, well, put in a water barrel, it's tilted forward. I think that's why the carburetor was leaking some fuel out the carburetor when I was trying to start it. But once I took the block out and leveled it out, I actually got it started and it stayed running that way. So I think that was part of the issue. So we got it running, and what I did is I held the motor on there with one hand and kept it going, and then I was able to make the adjustments with my other hand by the throttle, the adjustment, fuel air ratio, and the choke lever, right, in and out. So by doing that and keeping it running with one hand, I was able to get it running and staying running and leveling the motor out in the barrel. So that worked. And so I got it running. I started getting some heat off the motor. So I stopped, got my infrared gun, right? I looked down here where the 8 holes are, and I was getting some water, air coming out of these holes, but not all of them. It wasn't very strong what was coming out of that. So I was thinking, well, I'm still not getting water up in the head. I took my infrared thermometer and put it on there to check it out. Thermometer on there was up over 200 degrees immediately and shut it off. I didn't want it to get too hot, especially after taking care of the warped head. So that's why that head was warped, because this thing is overheating, and it's overheating because the water flow is not getting up in the head like it's supposed to cool it off. So what I have is a water flow electric pump. It's 12 volt, red, positive, negative, black. And I've used it before for running fuel through it, okay? If I put the adapters on here to put on, now this hose might be too small. I might use a larger hose, but I like the clear plastic because you can see the flow of water coming through this thing, or fuel, whichever you're doing. So it has an in and an out. You hook it up to the battery, put the other end in some water, put this end to the water tube, and test it. You know, put water through the water tube into the motor. See if the water's coming out where it's supposed to. I might have to take the head cover back off, exhaust manifold back off, pull the head off, make sure, take the water tube by itself, pump water through it, make sure the water's coming through that water tube first, and then put the water tube back in, run the water through the head with the water tube, and see if that's working to get the water going through the passages like it's supposed to. So I think I can do that. I could probably find out where the blockage is and then clean it up and then get this thing back together and water barrel test it again and hopefully get it down to like the Johnson. It runs about 107, 110 degrees. And that's normal for a motor, not 200. You know, double what it's supposed to be. So yeah, if I would have kept it running, it would have seized up. So we don't want that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of go backwards here, but we have to. We have to get this thing cooled down, and then we'll get it running cool. I think it will run pretty good once I figure that out. I might end up having to get another carburetor for it. But we don't know that until we get it running long enough to see how it performs. you know, so we'll see.